What's up, everybody? And thanks for joining in as once again we are here live with Coach Ronnie Shields.
The Boxing Source proudly presents Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.
That's right, everybody. It is Real Boxing here on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. And I am very thankful to have the man himself, the 2025 Golden Gloves of America Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Ronnie Shields. What's going on, Coach?
Oh man, just getting back from Tulsa, Oklahoma. As you say, with that induction to the 2025 Golden Gloves of America Hall of Fame, man. It was a great weekend for me and me and my family. And you know we we were so happy to be inducted.
Oh yeah, I know that you are very thankful. You talk about your time as far as like your start there, in the boxing game, and that you said, hey, you didn't think that it would kind of like get to this particular point that you would be one of those to be inducted in the Hall of Fame at the time. But here we are, and you had that distinguished honor there. So like, how was that experience there, being part of the banquet and everything like that, as far as like that weekend?
Well, it was great, man, because um, my friend also got it. Dr. Sean O'Grady, he was inducted, and of course the late great Tommy Morrison, he was inducted. His son, you know, grabbed the award for his induction, and it was another man that worked in with the amateurs for so long. He also was inducted, and I mean, it was just a great to see so many people that I knew coming up from the amateurs, just to see them there, and plus with all of the new fighters that that are fighting this week in Tulsa in the National Golden Gloves, to see all of those guys, I got a chance to speak to probably about maybe 400 or 500 of the amateurs that was there. You know, we had a discussion with those youngsters there, and it went really well. And I got to just meet so many of them, and a lot of them was asking me advice on
Hmm.
certain things, and I mean it was just so good, man. I wish I could have stayed the whole week, but unfortunately I couldn't.
Yeah, of course. As we know, you're a busy man, and you had a lot of activity there. On the days beforehand, which we'll eventually get to here later on down the line. But that's the thing about it. Being a great trainer and having a number of fighters there under your docket, you have that schedule that you pretty much keep to. And for me, it was more about you going back and forth from at least getting prepared for that fight that was coming up on Friday. And then after that's done, it's like, all right, I got to turn right around and gear up to, get
Yeah,
ready to go over to Tulsa. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Right. All right. So now we have, of course, our distinguished co-host here to join us. That's coming back from his little event that was out there in San Antonio, Texas, where he did sing the Mexican national anthem, but he did forget to say "Viva Mexico, cabrones!" And that's our guy, Justin Parents here. Man, what's going
Oh,
on?
I tell you what, guys. You know what? I had so much fun and had the pleasure of working with Justin Goosen Brown, Tom Brown's son. Very knowledgeable guy, and he's a minor league pitcher actually for the Chicago Hot Dogs. Go figure. And
Wow.
also Miguel Flores from PBC did a fantastic job, and it was a lot of fun. But I will say this: I did say "Viva Mexico," but I was talked out of saying "cabrones." So because it was going to be on KSAT 12.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why, brother. But I did remember. I didn't forget. And I also have to say this, guys, before we move forward. And thank you, James, for the kind introduction. One, Ronnie, you're a total badass, man. Congratulations on the Golden Gloves Hall of Fame. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And two, I have to make a public retraction, guys. After serious consideration, I was terribly wrong. Sade is. Was I breaking up, or did you hear that, guys?
No, you broke up. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I said Sade is much hotter than Jody Watley.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I was wrong.
Thank you very much.
You were right, Ronnie. You were right.
Oh man. Hey, Coach,
and did you tell him the good news? Just Ronnie, did I tell you that? You haven't told him the good news. We have, just in case, 30 rapid fire Q&A for today. You know, and while I'm at it, let me switch my hotspot because my internet is kind of crappy right now. As usual.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
So I did some convincing, man. I had to, show the evidence. You know what I mean? I had to show them the evidence, Coach Ronnie. It's no question. I didn't quite put up the poll, but I had to show them it was Sade.
It's Sade all day. You were right, Ronnie.
All day.
Like I didn't remember that. For some reason that eluded me. But I had forgotten that. But just for that, we made a special 30 count of rapid fire Q&A. And guys, understand this. This is to help let everyone get to know Ronnie a bit better without delving into his personal life. And there it is. This is all for you, Ronnie. We love you, brother.
All right.
Word. All right. So let's see if we can get this thing started there. So let me just get myself ready here. Hey, ain't time for ducking or dodging nobody. It's time for competition.
Oh, I tell you what, Floyd, I've got a bone to pick with Floyd now, man. I'll talk about that later at the end of the show. Jeez.
All right. Here we go with question number 1. Like sands through the hourglass, Charlie Suarez got screwed on Saturday night. Fact or fiction?
Oh, geez.
Oh, I don't think I saw this one.
Oh, that's it was on Top Rank ESPN. Emmanuel Navarrete. It was ruled by the referee in charge that his cut was caused by a headbutt when it was really caused by a punch. And upon further review, it was clearly evident that it was caused by the punch, and they still went to the scorecards, keeping Emmanuel Navarrete then wins the decision, keeps his belt, and Charlie Suarez, he deserved to get the knockout. So
they definitely can file a protest.
Yeah,
they're going to file a protest.
That's right. He's doing that today, and like sands through the hourglass, isn't it just fitting? Like Days of Our Lives, right? This business is like a soap opera, Ronnie.
Without a doubt.
Oh my gosh.
No doubt. Absolutely.
So this is a common theme. Do you think, Ronnie, because I wasn't thinking about this, but do you think they didn't want to go through with the fight knowing that it was ruled because of a headbutt? Do you think they threw in the towel, what Tim Tszyu should have done when he lost to Fundora?
Absolutely, they should have did that. Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
you think this is just he would have gone through with the fight? He would have kept fighting if they had ruled it correctly by a punch.
I think he would have because he know if they didn't, he would have lost. So he would have had to try to continue on, but then the cut could have got worse, probably which it would have been. Probably would have got he probably would have got hurt real bad. It probably would have been worse than it already was. But for them to stop it and call it the way they did, I mean, it wasn't fair. It wasn't obviously wasn't fair for Charlie. And then you can go back and you can see it. But if he have a good attorney, they'll definitely get that overturned. And they probably won't give him the title, but they'll definitely get a rematch.
And they're trying to, from what I've read, they're trying to get the rematch in the Philippines now. What is the likelihood of that happening, Coach?
Slim and none.
And Slim done left town.
That's right.
Don King.
Oh man.
James, what were you thinking when you saw that, brother?
Live, when I saw it live, I thought, it was, a little bit of a strange thing, but then I just feel like when I initially saw the replay, I felt like it was a punch. And then when they had it in super slow-mo, it definitely was a punch because I just felt like the clash that they were talking about, I didn't see that being that impactful from both sides. Like I didn't really see an immediate reaction from Charlie Suarez if it was like a head clash, because if it was going to be something like that, you would have thought like, hey, he would visibly be, affected. And I didn't really see that, after, that happened. So I was like, you know what? I feel like that came from a punch. And when I initially saw the replay, I was like, yeah, that's a punch. And then, when, we had folks from the production team that, pointed it out, I was like, see, that's what it was. And tough break for Charlie Suarez, kind of like said that it's a tough break for him. They could, try to, have it in protest, but the best that could happen there is like a no contest and just have a rematch. It's just when will Navarrete be able to fully recover from that cut for him to be prepared for the next bout.
Ronnie, what's the worst cut you've ever seen in your long, impressive tenure in this brutal ass beating business?
I've seen some bad ones, man. Wow. Man.
In my mind, Ronnie, the worst one I've ever seen has to be Vitaly Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis.
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was a terrible
I'll
one.
never forget George Foreman's reaction from ringside. As soon as it happened, you heard, "Oh man, that cut is bad. That cut is bad." God bless the late great George Foreman. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but I've seen somebody get cut in the head like Tim Zhu did, and I mean it was terrible, man. It was wow. I mean, it was just the blood was skeeting out. It wasn't just running in his face, but it was just going everywhere. I mean, that was crazy. I can't remember who it was, but that was crazy.
Yeah, what are the chances of Devin Haney ever continuing to fight through the pain with a bad cut like that?
No. He won't.
And guys, something tells me that's coming up in Factor Fiction.
Yeah, you might eventually run into that. But yeah, that thing there with Klitschko and Lewis, yeah, that one was very gruesome there.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
What was it? Another one with what's it? Go ahead, real quick.
I was going to say, truth be known, Emmanuel told me that's the reason why Lennox didn't rematch, because his mom, it freaked her out because she was there ringside. Lennox's mom, he was very close to his mother.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't want you fighting that guy because he still wanted to kick your ass, she said, even after that horrid gash that would have taken his eye out, should have taken his eye out, but he still wanted to fight you. She's like, there's no need. You won. Just retire. And he listened to his mother. And I think he made the smart decision, Ronnie. What say you?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know,
can you imagine? That is one scary Jason Friday the 13th type cracker right there, man.
But how many guys retire as champion?
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Something tells me that's coming up next, too.
All right. So, yeah, speaking of people that should be retired, here we go with number 2. Amir Khan is correct when he says Manny Pacquiao should fight him instead of Mario Barrios for the WBC title. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. Amir Khan looking for a payday. Pacquiao looking for a payday also, but at least Pacquiao can fight.
Oh, boy. So you think Amir Khan getting knocked out early by Kell Brook, that's he's done. He shouldn't be in the ring again anymore.
Never, ever.
Not just never, James.
Never, ever. That's right.
Oh my gosh. But guys, this is happening. And not only is this happening, it's going to be a sanctioned WBC title fight. And right now, according to this month in May, Manny Pacquiao is ranked number 5 at 147 in the WBC.
Yep. They just added it.
Well, it's not a surprise to me.
Wait a minute. Are you mean to tell me that they give favoritism to people who are big ticket sellers, Ronnie?
Oh, without a doubt.
Something tells me that's also coming up again in fact or fiction.
Not only big ticket sellers, but former champions also get that courtesy. You know?
Yeah, well, you know, I can understand why the WBC is doing this at this time. Because let's just be honest, guys. If the welterweight division at this time weren't so damn poor and weren't so damn shallow, they would have never put the belt on the line, Gilberto Mendoza, the WBA, for Rolly versus Ryan.
No doubt.
They did that out of necessity. So it's very hard to fault the WBC at this time. But isn't that what the rankings are for, Ronnie? To give some young fighters real opportunities.
That's what the plan was. That was the plan. If you got into the top 15 in the world, you was eligible to fight for the heavyweight. I mean, for any world title, world title. You know, as long as you was in the top 15. You know, and it was correct in doing a mandatory. The mandatory had to be the number 1 guy. But if the number 1 guy fought, then they gave the courtesy for the champion, if he won, to say, okay, now you got the mandatory out of the way. We're going to give you got to pick within the top 15. And obviously, you know, it's a good thing, but if you come out of retirement, you can get into the top 5. You know, go make sense of that.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to, Ronnie.
I mean, ever since I, heard about this potentially happening, and I'm looking at the whole situation, I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you're going to have Emmanuel Dapidran Pacquiao on June 8th be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and then the following month fight for the WBC welterweight title? Yeah, it's a crazy situation, but it's boxing.
Well, here's where I don't mind so much. Before last Friday, yeah, I said this is terrible. This is terrible for the health of the sport. But after last Friday's debacle in Times Square, I don't know how I feel about this, Ronnie. I'm like, well, things could be worse. And we just saw much worse on Friday. I'm still, look, maybe I'm wrong here, Ronnie, but tell me, how long are we going to be trying to get over this dud, this Al Capone's vault of boxing? How long are we going to be shaking the stench off of this?
It's going to take a while to shake the stench. You're not going to get over this overnight. Especially with the amount of money these guys made.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? Something tells me that's coming up in Fact or Fiction as well.
Yeah, we got a lot.
James, you know what time it is? It's time for the first rapid fire Q&A with Ronnie Shields.
All right, yeah, we need to, let's get to cracking on these, right? So are you ready here, Coach Ronnie?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Which disco anthem reigns supreme? Staying Alive by the Bee Gees or Le Freak by Chic?
Oh, that's an easy one. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Oh, bite your tongue, young man. Oh, what, dude, what?
I like Le Freak too, but
here's the love for Nile Rodgers, man. Come on.
Staying Alive, man. Staying Alive.
To me,
Staying
like,
Alive was it.
Staying Alive is like the iconic one, man. Like,
you know what? You're right, guys. You're right. I'm just pulling another Jody Watley. I'm going for the underdog. I'm pulling a CJ Ross. Pulling for the underdog.
All right. Yeah. So here we go with that one. All right. Next one up. More iconic movie alien. E.T. or Yoda?
E.T. was my favorite, man. So I gotta go with E.T.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ronnie, but you had I think you were like 4 or 5-0 as a pro when E.T. came out.
No doubt.
Oh, you know what? James? Hold on, brother. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me. Sorry, I meant to turn off my ringer. My apologies, guys. Wait a minute. You're favoring Spielberg over the great George Lucas and Star Wars.
I had to. Have to in this movie. Absolutely.
Yeah. James, what say you, my friend?
This one surprised me. I thought it was go be Master Yoda.
Nah.
Because that's what they call you at the gym, right, Ronnie? Master Yoda?
Master Yoda.
Either do or do, there is no try. Either do or do not.
That's it.
I love Master Yoda, but yeah, I also love me some E.T. man. Love me some E.T. I tell you what, they're both amazing, and they were both from a much better era, not just in boxing, but in life. Am I wrong in saying that, Ronnie?
Not at all.
There it is. There it is. And I think this one is all about the 70s and 80s, isn't it? This first 10?
Yeah, pretty much around, yeah. Yep. It's pretty much around.
All right.
Here we go. Before the next one. Hit him, you must. All right. Here we go next. Best Saturday morning cartoon. He-Man or Thundercats?
Oh! Thundercats.
Lion-O, Chitara. Look,
Thundercats.
Maybe I'm weird and I'm gonna pull a Wayne's World. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
I remember Wayne's World.
Art says, "Hey, you know what? Didn't you think Bugs Bunny was kind of hot when he dressed up like a girl?"
Oh my God!
I'll be honest. I thought Chitara was kind of hot when I was a kid. Yeah, that's the kind of childhood I had, guys.
Oh man. All right,
dude. You know what? We'll see, guys. They're making a new Masters of the Universe movie, so we'll see what happens, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Those be coming out here. All right, here we go with the next one.
Aired that out and publicly admitted that live on the Ronnie Shields show. Please.
All right, here we go with the next one. Better action TV hero, MacGyver or the A-Team's Mr. T?
Mr. T, baby, all the way.
Man, I love MacGyver though, man. But yeah,
I like MacGyver. MacGyver was good. but
he wasn't Mr. T.
he wasn't Mr. T.
Speaking of which, we just celebrated Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Ronnie. And have you heard Mr. T's Mother's Day song?
I didn't.
You haven't heard that? I need to send that to you because, guys, look it up. It is something to behold, and it's almost like you don't believe it until you see it. And after you watch it and listen to it, you're like, what did I just witness? Because it's Mr. T performing on American Bandstand with Dick Clark, singing an homage to his mother.
Oh, wow.
A big dude like that paying homage to his dear mama.
Yeah,
and it's shockingly bad, Ronnie.
Wait, so it's, well, I guess it's got to be much worse than when DMX sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer then.
Oh, jeez. You know what, man? Now you'll get a copyright. So yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you pull it up from YouTube? But yeah, that's it's so bad. I just send it to you after the show, Ronnie. Guys, and if you're tuning in, anyone who's tuning in, guys, check it out. It's so bad, it's hard to believe. Like really, it's like it's dare I say cringe. And I love Mr. T, man. So, Clover Lang, it's like, you got to be kidding me.
Clover.
Yep.
Hey
woman.
And there's my mother. And she's my hell, it's so bad.
Tell you what, why don't you come over to my apartment tonight and I'll show you.
Oh my God. Ronnie, boxing needs build-ups like that, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll say this for our beloved boxing. Where have you gone, Clover Lang?
Oh yeah, Clover.
Yeah, boy.
Definitely was a great antagonist there in that Rocky series. Probably the best to me, actually. You know what I mean? So all right.
So here's a question for Ronnie very quickly before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite Rocky antagonist? Was it Apollo, Drago, Mr. T, Clover Lang? Was it Tommy Gunn? Or was it Mason the Line Dixon, Antonio Tarver?
Mason the Line Dixon.
No, he wasn't one of my favorites. I would say Clover Lang.
Oh, I agree. Oh, Mr. T was amazing in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was.
Prediction. Pain.
Pain.
All right, here we go.
Dude. And when Apollo goes to shake his hand, and he's all rude to him. Oh man, we need more Clover Langs in this sport. Yeah. God bless and long live Clover Lang. Jeez.
And all right, here we go. Next one, Ultimate Arcade Classic, Pac-Man or Space Invaders.
Oh, I got to go with the Pac-Man.
Yeah,
that's all I played, man. It was Pac-Man.
I guess the better question would be for you, Ronnie. What did you prefer, Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Pac-Man was the best.
Yep. That was my favorite game for the longest time.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
And then as the graphics evolved, and then I graduated to like Jungle Hunt and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Miss Pac-Man is one of the greatest, most iconic games of all time.
Absolutely.
Man. So what other video games did you play, Ronnie?
Oh man, I don't know. I played so much. But
I was a big fan of Defender also. I was a big fan of Frogger.
Not me. Not Defender, not Frogger. No. I can't say I was big fans of that. Either one of those.
Command either?
Which one?
Missile Command?
Oh, yeah, I played that.
Yeah. Or Centipede? I used to love Centipede.
Nah, there you go. That's the one. Centipede. Oh, my God. Centipede was the one.
Oh, my gosh. We're turning away our young audience.
Oh, yeah.
Good, man.
They'd be like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, guys, it was like the equivalent of using an abacus instead of a calculator today.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I tell you what, we loved it, and Man, how many hours did you spend on that in the arcade, Ronnie, when you were a
Oh
kid?
man, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we didn't want to leave.
Yep. Shockingly enough, that was the cool
Yeah,
place to hang out as a kid in the arcade.
no doubt. That was it.
Oh gosh, try telling that to these dorks nowadays. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just rambling. My apologies,
All right.
James.
All right, so we got a few more here. Go before we get back to fact or fiction because we still got a lot of those. All right, here we go. Cooler movie car: the DeLorean from Back to the Future or Kit from Knight Rider?
Oh man, this is a tough one. But I'm gonna have to go with Kit from Knight Rider.
Mm.
Kit did so much, man.
Yep. He could actually tell you what time it was. The
Yes, he
DeLorean
did.
couldn't.
Mhm.
Ah, dude. But yeah, I love both of them, man. They're so iconic, both of them.
All right, so all right, here we go with the next one. Better white 70s heartthrob, David Cassidy or John Travolta?
Oh, I got to go with my man, John Travolta.
Yeah.
It's my guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, in the 70s, he couldn't do anything wrong. Vinnie
No.
Barbarino became a huge star.
Yeah, staying
Can you
alive.
believe he got his start on Welcome Back, Kotter, Ronnie?
Welcome back out. I remember that. I used to watch that. Man, I used to watch that all the time.
With
That
Gabe
was my
Kaplan.
show.
Yep. The Sweat
Welcome
Hogs.
Back
I
Kotter.
always wanted to
Yeah.
be one of the Sweat Hogs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt.
Oh, man. I miss the old 70s TV.
Me
Anyway,
too.
we're dating ourselves once again, Ronnie. My
All right,
apologies.
well, here we go with more dating with this next one. Most
Uh-oh.
unforgettable toy: Rubik's Cube or Simon?
Rubik's Cube.
Did you ever solve it, Ronnie?
I did.
Woo! You know what? I can see
Absolutely.
that totally, man. I can
yeah, I
totally
did.
see that.
Oh yeah.
I never had the patience or the intestinal fortitude to it drove me nuts, and I got so pissed that I broke mine.
I used to be with my friends, and we used to just, man, we used to be going and racing, see who can finish, who get it first.
Wow, I could totally see that. James, do you even know what we're talking about here?
Yep. Yes, I absolutely do with both
Okay.
of them. And like we definitely had the thing with the Rubik's Cube up there in elementary and middle school days, of course, with Simon too. So yeah,
Oh
definitely
man, I love both of them.
both of those.
Can you tell I'm feeling a bit nostalgic today?
All right.
Oh, dude, and guys, once again, this has everything to do with boxing. As of late, and I'm sure you feel the same, Ronnie, it's got me in my feels where I'm really yearning for a much better era of boxing. Back when men were men and women were women.
Absolutely.
It's like guys weren't afraid. And you know what? If you saw this last weekend's fight, I don't know if you saw the fight in Britain on Frank Warren's card, but
No,
it was Lee Wood versus Anthony Kakachi. And yeah, they threw down for 9 rounds before Anthony Kakachi knocked out Lee Wood, and it was glorious. Why don't we see that more frequently? Excuse me, in the American market, Ronnie.
I don't know, man. They paying them too much money now.
I genuinely believe it's Floyd's influence on this generation of young fighters.
Yeah, could be.
Hey, you know what? It's hit, not get him.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean you look like you're afraid to get hit. Chingao. Oh, jeez.
Nah, I think it's partly him, but the ones that they didn't put in the work that he did. So like he had to work to get to that point.
That's true.
And a lot of the young fighters, it seems like they don't necessarily want to work to get to that point, so that's kind of, what's hurting the sport here at this current juncture. All right. So here we go with a couple more before we get back to fact or fiction for a little bit. All right. Better pop diva, Donna Summer or Cyndi Lauper?
Cyndi Lauper.
Woo! You know, that's actually quite surprising to me because I love me some Donna Summer too, though.
I love her too, but I think Cyndi Lauper.
Do you remember that movie she made in the 70s with Richard Pryor? Thank God It's Friday.
Thank God It's Friday. Yep.
Oh, where Richard Pryor was the DJ.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie. Oh, geez. And Donna Summer was the diva. Yeah, man, I love the 70s. And I love the 80s, man.
I love anything with Richard Pryor in it.
Yep, indeed, brother. Indeed. I tell you what, so I have a soft spot in my heart for the late great Donna Summer, who passed away from cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. But I love me some Cyndi Lauper too.
Yep, me too.
Yeah,
James,
that's basically.
I know you probably favor Cyndi Lauper because of your wrestling affiliation.
Well, not necessarily from that. I mean, she was more of my era when I came up as a kid. So I heard more of Cyndi Lauper during my time coming up than Donna Summer. Donna Summer was a little bit before me, so that's where it came from. You know what I mean? All right, so here we go with this one here before we get back to fiction again. All right. More electric dance craze, the moonwalk or the robot?
Ooh, I'm gonna say the robot.
You know, Ronnie, I hate to say this, but I agree. Because the moonwalk, it was really cool until everyone started trying to do it.
Exactly. It was too easy for so many people. But the robot, people look crazy trying to do the robot.
Yeah, and you know what? People actually made an art out of it where it genuinely it looks spectacular. Yeah. Like, do we still see dancers like that today? No, we don't, do we?
No.
Nope.
I tell you what. Time, where have you gone? And there it is.
There you go. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna get back to fact or fiction here. We're gonna get to number 3.
We ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
All right, here we go with number 3. Turkey LLC is making the correct decision in staging the Crawford versus Canelo on Riyadh season and putting it on the Zone pay-per-view worldwide September 13th. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's a fact.
You mean you don't feel bad for Dana White not getting this fight when he didn't do anything to cultivate either fighter?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, guys, I have to tell you, I'm with Ronnie here. I was like, you know what? Thank you, Turkey LLC. Thank you very much. Because as much as I would love to see this on Netflix. Ronnie, how do you see this fight playing out? Do you see it being somewhat of a slow tempo, strategic, cerebral chess match rather than rock'em sock'em robots?
Definitely. That's the way it's going to be. But I think it favors Crawford that way because, trust me, after about 4 or 5 rounds, Crawford is going to pick up the pace. He's going to have to because he's going to realize one thing. I can't win unless I put some hands on this guy, and the judges got to see it, But I expect him not to come out fast. I expect it to be a slow, boring fight for the first 3 rounds. Then I expect for Crawford to pick it up and say, you know what? I'll be like the last guy. Canelo hit me 1 time in the body, and they'll give him the round. Simple.
Yeah, boy, it's going to be tough. Where do you think they've staged this fight? Because now Turkey Al-Sheikh is stating that it's the venue and the metropolitan area is up now for bidding, where he doesn't know if he's going to put it in Vegas any longer. It could be in Vegas, LA, or New York, he's saying.
Yeah. But I think Vegas probably, for a fight like that, I think Vegas probably would, the site fee, they will definitely put up a big site fee.
Yeah. I mean, my thing was, when they made the initial announcement, being a researcher as I am, I said, okay, you're going to have this at a particular date on September 12th. Well, boxing fans will be like, well, why is it on Saturday? Why couldn't you have it on Saturday? So I looked into it and I said, oh yeah. UNLV is hosting a football game against Idaho State on September 13th. So that kind of like was one of the things there that blocked it from being on a Saturday, but also with it kind of like having that football game come tomorrow, we might see for sure if the Raiders are going to host a regular season game on the following day. So if they're going to have two football games, I really didn't see them trying to pull off this thing here with the Allegiant Stadium, unless if they were going to do some real quick, transitioning from a boxing ring to a football field, whether they bring in the field, they bring in the grass or whatever. But I just felt like that type of scheduling made it difficult for them to try to host it at Allegiant Stadium. So if they want to move it, cool for them. And as long as it's, in a good venue that, people will be able to attend and watch and see, so we don't have to have no Times Square debacle again. Okay.
Oh, well, look, Ronnie, why can't we have it at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Cherry Dome?
Man, I mean, and they'll fill that thing up, man.
In a day, in one weekend, sell that thing
Absolutely. That would be.
Oh my goodness,
the ideal.
And
that'll be the ideal spot.
And think about the site fee that Jerry Jones would be willing to pay.
Yep. Because Jerry will spend money.
Yeah. Well, and he's made a lot of it.
Absolutely.
Talk about Master Yoda. With all the facelifts he's having, isn't he starting to look like Master Yoda? Did I just say that out loud? I'm sorry, guys. Look, Ronnie, this is just a testament to the idea of growing old gracefully. Don't do what Jerry Jones is doing. He's had so many facelifts, he's starting to look like Mary Tyler Moore.
Man.
Ugh. No. Where is... Dude, I think his ears are going to eventually. Geez, it's bad.
It's something there. But I mean, hopefully they're able to work out a good venue for this. Whether it's in Vegas or New York City, if they're trying to put it in New York City. Right. I had maybe an idea of having it at MetLife Stadium, but that's outside of New York City on the state road there. But that would be an interesting venue.
Is that the Meadowlands?
Pretty much, yeah.
In Jersey?
Yep, Jersey.
Dude, it's going to be freezing up there. Are you kidding me?
September.
You're right.
It's starting to get a little chilly, though.
It'll be a little chilly, though, for the prize fighters who go out pretty much naked, except for their trunks.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it could be worse. And I know I've been bagging on Jerry Jones, but the Cowboys are my team. It could be worse. We could have Daniel Snyder as the owner instead. James knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep, I sure do.
And that's all we'll say about that. Jeez.
Man. All right. So let's see here. We got a few here that we're going to go through here. Number 4. The only way that Hamza Shiraz will ever get a Canelo fight is if he looks like hot garbage against Edgar Berlanga on July 12th. Back to fiction.
Fiction.
You don't think he'll even get it that way?
Nope. Canelo's not going that route. Canelo is not going that route. Definitely not. I like the kid Shiraz, though.
I like Hamza Shiraz as well, and it was obvious that he has worn out his welcome at 160.
Yeah, he has to fight 68 now. He has no choice. He's a tall dude, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look, so Ronnie, if you had to guess, how is Canelo's final 4 fights going to play out? Or I should say final 3 now. Yeah, because I'm not even counting that William Skull fight as a fight.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I usually like to see more fight in my fights.
Right.
Yeah.
That was so bad, Ronnie.
That was terrible.
Like we said, terrible, and really bad.
So obviously we know that he's got Crawford. What do you see for 2026? Pull out your crystal
Man.
ball.
Well, I can definitely see him going back to 160. I mean to 175 for a fight there.
Oh,
I can see
wow.
that. You know.
I could see that if Beterbiev loses again.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
could see that Beterbiev wins.
Yeah, I could see him going that route. I really see him. I do. I really see him doing that.
Something tells me that that's coming up in Fact or Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that gives me a little bit more on this Fact or Fiction here later on down the line. All right. That was really interesting. All right, here we go. Number 5. Brian Norman Sr. is correct when he states that Eddie Hearn is trying to, quote, tarnish his son's name, unquote, by making him an offer to face Boots Ennis in October. Fact or fiction?
Hold on, let me read that again.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it, Ron?
Yeah.
It
says Brian Norman Sr. is correct when he feels that Eddie Hearn is trying to tarnish Brian Norman Jr.'s name by making him an offer to face Boots in October.
Fiction.
Yeah. First of all, Ronnie, what name? What name is he trying to tarnish? I'm sorry. Who is Brian Norman? Who is Brian Norman Jr. outside of the die-hard boxing community?
Yeah, he's nobody.
Exactly. And by making him an offer to make a career high payday, how is he trying to tarnish his name?
Yeah, I don't understand that. That don't seem right.
Yeah, hence the reason why it's Fact or Fiction.
Yeah.
Why? And you know, Brian Norman Sr., I really like Brian. He's making the rounds in the podcast marathon here.
Yeah.
And James, can you make sense of this, please? I'm asking you, like, sincerely. Can you make sense of this? Oh, and there's
I can't, given that, I had the previous conversation with Brian Norman Jr.'s manager, Adrian Clark, right? And, he explained the situation, being that Brian Norman Jr. is his client. But Brian Norman Sr. is, I'm going to just say it just here real quick. Brian Norman Sr. is really doing a disservice to Brian Norman Jr.
And I hate to say this, Ronnie, but that's not the first time that a father does this to his son as a prize fighter, and it won't be the last.
And I have to say that because as of right now, that's all I can say.
But, woo! Look at that. Mark Furman pleading the fifth.
That's fine. All right. With that being said,
Mark Furman, holy shnikes.
All right, here we go. Hold on. We got to get through this, and then we're going to see if we can do more rapid fire Q&A. But I got to get to number 6. Here we go. All right. Devin Haney should watch Lee Wood and Anthony Katachi's fight, which took place this past Saturday in Nottingham, to see how real fighters handle their business in the ring. Fact or fiction?
Well, even though I didn't see the fight, fact.
Look, and the reason why I bring this up is because Lee Wood came off of an almost 3-year absence out of the ring.
Right.
2 or 3 years, something like that. And he let his balls hang in the center of the ring. He wanted to prove that he still hadn't lost a step and that he was tougher than his opponent in the ring. Ronnie,
I bet you he didn't get $10 million either.
Is that an outdated topic for some reason? Are fighters not willing to prove that they're tougher than their opponent these days?
That's what it seemed like a lot, man. I mean, it's crazy. The way some of these fighters are really fighting these days, but you got other fighters that, look, you're still going to have fighters that go out there, balls to the wall. They want to fight. Simple as that. They want to prove themselves. They want to be on that big stage, and you still have those fighters that are there, and seems like some of these guys that have reached the top, they figure, hey, I'm at the top. I don't have to do that anymore. and that's just not fair to themselves or to the game.
Yep. I think they've forgotten somewhere along the way, Ronnie, that the bosses or the fans are the real bosses of boxing.
Absolutely. Because
They've forgotten that.
if you get paid on who's watching you, there's going to be some sorry, disappointed kids out there.
Yep. Fans, guys, don't ever forget this. In the business, boxers and promoters and everyone involved would be wise to remember this. The great Don Chargan used to tell me all the time, fans want to be inspired, Joseph. They want to be inspired. They want to see something almost superhuman that they could never dream of doing. That's why they love boxing.
Yep.
And there it is. So where have you gone? Where have you gone, Arturo Gatti?
For sure.
Ronnie, you used to work with Arturo.
Yes, I did.
Did you ever tell him, hey, man, it's okay to box? You don't have to turn it into in the immortal words of Jim Lampley, into a Pier 6 brawl, dude.
Man, let me tell you something. With Arturo Gatti, right? Man, Arturo Gatti had to be one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. That was Arturo. But in the gym, this guy, he only knows one way. That's it. And in a fight, the same way. He only knew the same way. That's going forward and throwing punches. That was the way he fought. And he would always say, I don't ever want to be a boring fighter. That was his mantra, not to be a boring fighter. He wanted the fans to be excited. He wanted to give them everything that he had. And that's what he did.
He did.
He did that. And let me tell you something. Whoever was the matchmaker for him and Mickey Ward, right? To even come up with that fight, knew exactly what they was doing. Because they knew exactly what they was going to get.
Yep.
And we got 3 of the best fights ever in the sport of boxing.
Indeed. I tell you what, that was very well said, Ronnie.
Yep. It was.
I hope you talked about that during your induction speech on Sunday.
No, I didn't.
There's so much. Like, how do you even begin to have that speech when you've been through so much and you don't want to leave anyone out?
Well, it's some, basically what was on my bio, I talked about most everything that was on my bio. Just a few fighters I named, and some I didn't, but didn't have a whole lot of time to talk really about a whole lot of stuff. But the bio, they read the bio, and I think people got a sense there of people that I worked with, but mostly it was about my amateur career. So
I tell you what, you were a standout, Ronnie, and you're still a standout, brother. Congratulations. Congratulations on Sunday's honors. Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, we've gone through about, like I said, 6 fact or fictions. We're going to see if we could do another 10 of rapid fire Q&A. So here we go.
Hey,
all right,
Ronnie, it's time for rapid fire Q&A, even in the tri-state area. Just don't stay at the Brooklyn Inn.
I don't know, man. That weekend of July, I might have to, book it in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude, just bring a can of rain with you.
Oh man. Oh goodness. All right, here we go. Better detective, Sherlock Holmes or Columbo?
Oh, definitely Columbo.
Yes, Peter Falk, baby.
Peter Falk. That's right.
And they always treated him like a buffoon.
They did.
And he was like, "Oh, well, excuse me, sir. Didn't you say this before?" And wouldn't you say that he always played the buffoon and got the better of everyone at the end of the episode? That made that show so great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Peter Falk, baby.
All right. Before I go to the next one, how about this? Better detective, Columbo or Jessica Fletcher?
Jessica Fletcher.
Jessica Fletcher.
Who is
I
that?
don't even know. I don't know who that. Yeah, I don't know
Murder
who
She
that is.
Wrote.
Oh, Murder She Wrote.
Angela Lansbury.
Angela
Yes.
Lansbury. Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, you see, you didn't say it in
Yeah,
your
you just
Scott Summerall voice. And immediately following the game, it's Murder, She Wrote.
I'll go with Angela Lansbury on that one.
No, you know what? Yeah, you got to say Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And you know what's really shocking, Ronnie? As a young woman, as a young actress,
Yeah,
Angela Lansbury was damn hot.
she was.
Shocking. Did I just say that out loud?
Oh man. Man. All right, here we go. This one is just this one gonna be a debate. Let me see. All right.
Uh-oh.
Better classic soda, Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Oh, that's not a debate, man. Coca-Cola. Oh, dang.
Oh, look,
No
I have
debate
to say,
about
man,
that one.
look, I have to say, and I stand by this. And once again, this may be a Jody Watley take, but I'm going to stand firm. Diet Pepsi is so much better than Diet Coke.
I don't know. I don't drink that nothing.
Ah, well, I'm an
Well, I
old
didn't drink
Mexicano
that
with
nothing.
diabetes, brother. No churros and no real soda.
No.
You be eating those churros.
Oh,
Sugar flying everywhere. Hey, Kenny, sugar flying everywhere, Kenny.
man, those skinny donuts they eating, man. What do they call them? Churros? Only
right.
Charles Barkley would refer to a churro as a skinny donut.
Yes. Is that a skinny donut? Oh, man. All right. So here we go with the next one. More iconic sci-fi film, Star Wars or The Matrix?
Oh, Star Wars, easily.
Look, and you can say The Matrix, the first one was revolutionary. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I hate to say this, but Roy Jones ruined the next two. Whoever told him he could act lied to him. I'm sorry, man. Roy. I love you, brother, but yeah, I just had it. Dude, the whole time he was acting, I was waiting for him to say, "Oh, good, bought a shot."
Oh my God!
Oh, I love you, Roy.
Oh man, here we go. Let's see. Next one.
Move on, please.
All right, better childhood ride, Red Wagon or the tricycle?
Oh, the tricycle, man. The tricycle.
Look, I'm gonna.
You have to have somebody to pull the red wagon, but the tricycle, man, you could get it.
Yep, that's it. That's it. And what's shocking, Ronnie, is when we were kids, that's what we had. Like until our parents could afford the big wheel, we were stuck with the tricycle.
With the tricycle for a long time.
Yep. Dude, and I used to envy all my friends and watch the commercials with the big wheel. And I'm like, man, I want one of those.
Yeah.
My parents would be like, well, maybe next year, son. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm feeling nostalgic today.
Yeah, gotta be the tricycle for me too. Gotta be for me too. All right, here we go with the next one. Better superhero duo, Batman and Robin or Iron Man and Spider-Man?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
All day long.
In your opinion, Ronnie.
Yeah.
What's his name? Burt Ward? Is that his name?
Burt Ward.
Yeah. Is there a better voice for Batman than that?
Oh no, he was the man.
That's right. That's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, that's not the real Batman. When you see the guys now portraying Batman, you're like, nah, it's not Batman.
Yeah, you say it's not Batman. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Oh, I tell you what, I loved our childhood, Ronnie.
Yes, indeed.
Tricycle and all.
Tricycle and all.
All right, here we go. This one is more what towards the 80s and things like that. Here we go. Better sitcom, The Golden Girls or Cheers?
Golden Girls all day long.
Oh man, I love my Golden Girls, man. Who's
Yeah,
your
buddy.
favorite? Who's your favorite?
You know what? I really didn't have a favorite.
Because they were all awesome.
Yeah, they all were. They all were. They
I
all
have to
were.
tell you though, I love B. Arthur, man. She's so funny.
Yeah, she was. She was funny.
But I love Betty White too.
Betty White was the funniest, probably out of all of them.
And Sophia was awesome. And Blanche was awesome.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, I
Blanche.
love my Golden Girls.
Blanche. Blanche was the one.
Yeah.
Blanche was funny.
Yeah, they all were awesome, man. They're all just timeless. Where have you gone, my Golden Girls? But I love Sam and Diane from Cheers. Carla as
Cheers.
well. Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson, the coach.
Woody.
I love Cheers, man. Guys,
Cheers was good.
fun fact. Woody Harrelson from Texas, from San Antonio, actually.
Yeah.
His father killed Judge John Wood, executed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sam
I didn't know that.
Woody Harrelson's dad shot Judge John Wood. Do you remember when that was a huge story in the 80s, Coach?
I don't remember that.
Judge John Wood from San Antonio. Woody
Oh,
Harrelson's
wow.
dad. Yeah, he got the hit and he executed Judge John Wood.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Fun fact. Well, not so fun, actually, but true fact.
Yeah,
Wow.
it definitely
So,
was.
Woody Harrelson, yeah, that was his claim to fame before Cheers.
All right, here we go with the next one. Better toy line, Transformers or G.I. Joe?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. This is tough, but I
Yep.
have to go with G.I. Joe, man.
Do you remember the 70s, Ronnie, when they actually had the real hair beards
Oh,
on
yeah.
G.I. Joe?
Yep. Absolutely.
Dude, they used to put like real hair on them.
They did. They put real hair on them. Absolutely. G.I.
Oh,
Joe.
Jeez. I used to love G.I. Joe also, Coach.
Man, that one was my pick. Is G.I. Joe. All right, next one here.
Wait a minute, James, you picked G.I. Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
There it is. There it is. It's unanimous, guys. It's unanimous.
All right, here we go. Better holiday meal, Thanksgiving dinner or the Christmas feast?
I got to go with Thanksgiving dinner.
And why is that, Ronnie?
Well, because, you had all the family there, and you even had
Cowboys.
neighbors come over. And then the
Cowboys.
Cowboys football games. Cowboys play every Thanksgiving.
Yep, that
Yeah.
did it for me, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Ah, I love it, man. And the Cowboys, fun fact, they were one of the only franchises in the NFL that offered to fight on Thanksgiving. Most of them didn't. And
Oh,
now they're regretting it.
they do. Because now the Cowboys got it
So
forever.
the two franchises that were always willing to play on Thanksgiving were the Lions and the Cowboys.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's the only two.
And you know what? Credit to the NFL for still honoring that selection.
Yep. They deserved it. They deserve to still be doing it.
Yep.
Because nobody
was
else wanted
the-
to do it.
Who was the quarterback when they started that tradition? Was it Hipple for the Lions?
I wasn't a Lions fan, so I don't know if it was Hipple or not.
So you were always watching the parade while they were playing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was getting ready for the Cowboys and Craig Martin.
Woo! And I'll say this in the immortal words of John Madden. When the Cowboys played the Redskins on Thanksgiving, that was something special.
It was.
It was, man. It was break out the stuffing, break out the cranberry sauce.
Absolutely.
Cowboys and Redskins are getting ready to play. Yep. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
Man, this is turning into a nostalgic episode.
All right, here we go with more. You talk about nostalgic. Okay, here we go with this blockbuster of a question. All right, here we go. Better old school video rental section, action or comedy?
Action, always action.
You know what's amazing? Kids today will never understand how special it was on Friday and Saturday night when you got to go to the video rental store.
Yep.
Now everything is so easy. It's on demand, right?
Well, I got to tell you though, back in the day when, some of us like action, but my friends who smoked weed, they loved comedy.
Oh, you mean some of your friends would rent Cheech and Chong up and smoke?
Oh my God. That was the hey, I didn't need to smoke weed to laugh at Cheech and Chong.
Oh man, Cheech and Chong up and smoke was brilliant.
Yeah, buddy. They were heroes, man.
Hey baby, I'm a love machine, and I don't love anybody but you. Guacamole in my chew. I used to love Cheech and Chong back in the day, man.
Yeah. I definitely went for the action there for the rentals, but as you know, around my time, you know what section I went to, the video game section. So I definitely was doing that.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what, James? My son would totally like. He tells me often how much fun it was when there used to be Hollywood Video and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And we used
Hollywood
to
and
go rent
Blockbuster.
video games every weekend.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
He
We
says
did that.
he says he genuinely will miss that part of raising his own son. And thank goodness, thank the Lord, praise Jesus, I'm finally becoming a grandpa. Grandpa
Oh,
Joe.
congratulations.
Woo! Tell you what, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that part is gonna be gone there because you used to have those weekends. You'll have a whole bunch of the friends together there to play the video games or to watch the movies there. And
Absolutely.
Let me ask you something, James. What was your favorite snacks at Blockbuster and Hollywood Video with the video games?
it definitely wasn't the Twizzlers, I'll tell you that.
Woo!
Yeah, no.
Had
I'll
to be
forget
the
about it
milk
like the
duds.
Twizzlers.
It's the milk duds.
Twizzlers.
The milk duds. Yeah, we love the milk duds.
Yep.
Oh, Milk Dud? Wait a
Oh,
minute. Isn't
yeah.
that Antonio Tarver's nickname?
Oh no.
Dude, is it
Oh,
my
no.
imagination or does his head look like a milk dud?
Oh no. Let's
said
do this. Let's go to this next rapid fire question. Speaking of candy, better retro candy, Pop Rocks or Pixie Sticks?
Pixie Sticks.
Really, Ronnie?
Pixie Sticks, man. Oh, that was it.
You know what, man? I always couldn't wait for the ice cream man to come by and get me some Pop Rocks. Because that's the only place that you could get them at the time. You remember that, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah.
Pop Rocks were bomb, man, in my opinion. But I love me some Pixie Sticks.
Pixie Sticks was the best, man.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Oh, man, dude. Dude, our childhood was awesome, Ronnie.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
And guys, remember everyone listening to this show, that we're doing this to get a glimpse of the greatness and to just get more well acquainted with the greatness of Ronnie Shields. This is all about Ronnie. Without delving into his personal life, we're delving into his personal life. How do you like that?
That's pretty much how you did. That's pretty much how you explain it.
That's it.
All right. All right. Now we're getting back to fiction. We got, like, as they say, the final four. All right, here we go with number 7. Andreas Katsarakis is ready for anyone in 154 pounds. Period. Fiction.
Fact.
Congratulations, Ronnie. He looked great.
He did.
Ooh,
but I tell you, his opponent came out strong. He came out fast.
Yeah.
And Cats, this kid, man, he just smiled at him and let him know.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what you got, dude. I'm getting you to tonight.
Yeah.
And he did.
So maybe Devin Haney should start watching some footage of Andreas Katsarakis.
There you go. That'll help him a lot.
That guy is a real fighter. Gentlemen, if you haven't seen yet Andreas Katsarakis, what are you waiting for? If every fighter had his heart and his mentality,
Yes,
boxing
absolutely.
would still be the biggest sport in America.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
He is,
Andreas, he's
and he's
he's never
an
in a
ambassador
boring
to the
fight.
sport, isn't he, Ron?
Oh, he's never in a boring fight, man. He's going to make you fight. You know, you're going to have to come at your best.
Mm. So
That's the kind of
realistically,
fighter he is.
how much longer can we expect him to campaign at 54?
You know what? He has no trouble making 54 at this time. So he's going to be at 54 for a couple more years at least.
I can see that because of his discipline and work ethic. Ryan Garcia, watch and learn. Yes, I said it. Watch and learn, Ryan Garcia.
All about discipline.
Katsarakis is a real fighter.
Oh yeah.
All about discipline. And
Let me tell you something, man. This kid, right? You know, all of my fighters, every last one of them, when it's time for them to get on their diet and stuff, they go straight to Andreas. Hey man, you know, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, how I do this, how I do that. You know, eat this, eat that, you know, just whatever. And everybody goes to him because this kid, he knows his body, you know, and he tells them, study your own body, man. See what you eat that makes you gain weight. Stay away from it, you know. Continue to put the good stuff in your body, you know, and that's the way Andres is.
I could totally see Katz being one of the best promoters in boxing in time.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because he is that sharp. And he's like, just speaking with him, it's very impressive. And you understand and learn a lot very quickly just by hearing him speak.
Absolutely.
Look, I will say this: if every fighter handled his business like Andreas Katsarakis, yeah, this sport would be a big-time mainstream commodity.
No doubt.
You love about boxing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Ronnie, I tell you what, you guys are lucky to have each other.
Yes, we are. We are.
And I can't understate how lucky he is to be training with a real legend like you, Ronnie. God bless you guys. I hope you guys get a title opportunity very soon. With that said, for agents, everything to do with this.
Oh, what you were saying there, Joe?
I said, with that said, I think the next one has everything to do with Andreas Katz at 54.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yep. It does here. So we're gonna do that here. All right. Here we go with number 8. As you say, the IBF, the IBF, and all right. After losing to Chris Eubank Jr. at 160 pounds last month, Conor Benn gets ranked at number 5 in the IBF at 154 pounds because he deserves it. Not because he's a big ticket seller in the
I ran out of space. Sorry, man.
Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's fiction. Definitely fiction. No way, man. He deserves it because he fought Chris Eubank Jr. What did Chris Eubank Jr. do? Well, what has he done?
You mean what has his father done?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, because of his father, you know, I mean, come on, man. I would love for Katz to fight Conor Benn. That would be a great fight for us.
Fight of the year candidate.
Oh, absolutely.
And dare I say, knockout of the year candidate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dude, look, guys, if you haven't seen Andreas Katz fight yet, what are you waiting for? He is all action. And he is everything you love about the sport of boxing.
Absolutely.
And he's I can see him becoming a big star.
No doubt.
And there it is, James.
Speaking of that, Joe, that gets me to saying that we might have to see if we can set up something for next week with Mr. Katsarakis.
Yes, sir.
We could work on that. there and see if we can make that happen. Real quick before we get to number 9, quick shout out to all of those that's been watching on here. Of course, our guy, Brother G Funky, in the building there saying good evening to everybody there. Shout out to G Funky there. Y'all check out G Funky here on YouTube there. And you got of course my guy there, Boog Elder Boxing checking in. Also, we got Smack Like That checking in, and you have my guy Just Do Boxing also in here, and Brother Thomas Hill, and not sure if this is a guy, but you got Zabjil Judah here in the building, man. Shields, my guy. You know what I mean? Hey,
Oh, yeah, it's my boy Zab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dare I say the Booker T 5 times.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's right.
Zab is one of the best guys in this business. Such a good guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
no doubt. You know that. Hey, as he says, hey, that's my guy, man. Hey, I've been a fan of him, ever since he was there in the welterweight and light welterweight divisions too. There being a world champion and undisputed champion, and so definitely proud to my guy there, Zab Judah. All right, here we go with number 9. Although it'll be much older, Artur Beterbiev will look much better than Canelo in November during his rematch against Dmitry Bivol. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's a fact.
What? Go ahead, Ronnie. I'm sorry.
No, I mean the way Canelo looked against School, he didn't want to fight, man. He just, he wasn't cutting out the ring. He was just, look, I'm gonna take this $80 million. This is the easiest $80 million I'll ever make in my life. I'm gonna just throw a couple shots at this guy. They're gonna give me the rounds, and I'm gonna win this fight, and then I'm gonna go and lose to Terrence Crawford.
Oh my God! You know what? I hate to say this, Ronnie, but Floyd really created a monster.
Yeah.
Hey,
No
on
doubt.
Robert Bank without a mask and a gun. Why does everyone want to replicate that? That's not good for the long-term health of the sport.
The thing is this: it's legalized bank robbing.
Dude, what is going on here? Floyd, just retire already. Good. Look, and it's not his fault. He was an anomaly. But obviously, guys, fighters, everyone who's listening, that doesn't work. It only worked for Floyd. He was an anomaly. And it was like a lightning in a bottle. At the right time, at the right place, it just happened. Don't try to replicate his recipe for success, because you're going to end up looking like for the kids, a big willow, right? A big willow. You're going to look like a big willow, like Devin Haney just did. Ding out. Guys, that's not a good look for the health of the sport. Fans want to be inspired. They want to be inspired, guys. It's like fans want to see something breathtaking. There's nothing breathtaking about what Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia just did last Friday.
But there was about Naoya Inoue and Ramon Cardenas, though.
Oh, give it up for my brother Ramon Cardenas, man. He really tried to prove his mettle. And Ronnie, fighters really need to start listening to their trainers.
Oh, no doubt.
Because Joel Diaz he was like, hey, what do you mean this guy? Yes, he can punch. He just doesn't have that one hit or quitter at 22, but you better not let this guy hit you.
Yeah.
And what happened? That's
He went to work. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh man, this was a great effort by him, and hey, he's already looks like he is already doing this thing over in Japan, or having a trip planned to Japan already. So he's going to be in some good fights here from this point forward. Given his effort.
He wants to fight MJ Akhmadaliev.
I would rather see that than see Inoue versus Akhmadaliev, but that's a whole other story.
Oh boy! Look, guys, here's the big question for Ronnie. Do you think with Naoya Inoue being a rock star in Japan, is he ever going to fight Junto Nakatani?
I think he has to.
You think that's the Japan version of Mayweather Pacquiao?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That fight has to happen.
Mm.
You know,
Oh my
it
gosh,
has to happen.
that is a mega fight.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It stops
Like,
the country.
I think the country would shut down.
Yeah, it would. It would.
So, Ronnie,
the
with
biggest
that
thing.
said, when is the next time we're going to see this country, our beloved United States, shut down for another prize fight?
Man, it's going to be a while.
Yep. Thank you, Devin Haney. Thank you, Ryan Garcia. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather. Bunch of willows.
Well, some will say thank you to another person, but I ain't gonna.
No, please do. Come on, be candid. Be candid, James. Come on now.
Some will say thank you, Tank Davis, but that's a whole nother thing.
Oh boy. Look, I'm the biggest apologist, and I'm the biggest sympathizer for Tank Davis, or at least was. Nowadays, I really can't. It's almost impossible now. Where it looks like he's not going to fight Lamont Roach, and he's going to fight Jake Paul in November.
Why? Why would they do that?
Well, why is Canelo doing it? They're on their way out, Ronnie.
Yeah,
they're on their way out, and it's like, look, just be gone then,
man.
if you're not going to fight the best.
But Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul, come on.
Yep.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah, unless he brings a step ladder to the ring.
Yeah, I mean,
think about this, Ronnie. He's 5'5" on a good day. That's being nice.
Yeah.
How's he going to reach Jake Paul?
He's not.
Yep.
He's not.
That's a shit show, guys.
But I tell you, man, if people buy that, or people even go to that, then they're sick in their head.
I know that Lamont Roach Jr. made a recent post on Instagram, and pretty much tagged it with a certain word to it. But given with given the initial date that we had thought it would happen, that's went out the window. Now the next date has basically been out the window and taken over by Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. So that leaves a couple weekends in August from what I was theorizing. But with that being said, I said, if it's not by August, it's not going to happen. That's my thought.
It's like praying to the tooth fairy. It's not going to happen, brother.
Yeah.
Now, Ronnie, talk about this. When a fighter has the mentality that he's checked out, it's hard to convince him. As a matchmaker, as a promoter, as a manager, as anything. Talk about that, please.
Well, here's the thing, right? With fighters have to understand who they are, what they're about, But, fighters, you're supposed to look and want to emulate what other fighters did. Remember when Ali, Frazier, Foreman, all of those guys were fighting, man, they showed what boxing was all about.
Yep.
We saw everything, These guys fought each other, on multiple occasions. But they fought the best guys that was out there.
Yep.
You didn't see them fighting a guy that's 115 pounds, trying to prove what? That he's better than who, I mean, and they made good money back then for that era of their time. They did. But the guys today, they pulling in a lot of money, but at the same time, the product isn't worth what people are paying for.
It's bad business, Ronnie.
Exactly.
It's bad business.
But here's the
That's the
thing.
health of the sport.
The guys today aren't thinking about the future of the sport that
Mm.
made them a lot of money.
Yep.
They don't care about the future of this sport. And that's what's killing the sport. And these younger guys that's coming up, what are they going to talk about? Who they're going to talk about? They're going to say, man, I could have beat this guy. I could have beat that guy, you know? But at the same time, the money is not going to be there. You know? I mean, look, ESPN is getting out of boxing right now. What's going to be left? What's going to be left for the sport of boxing?
The zone?
Yeah, but I mean, but soon if the zone gets out, then what?
Well, once again, there's been talks about them getting out in the American market because it's so unhealthy compared to everywhere else in the world. And what's the difference? Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and look at everyone else. Look at the UK right now. It's thriving. What did we see this past Saturday? And what did we just see in Chris Eubank Jr. and Connor Benn on the highest level?
Yeah.
We saw a fight.
Yes.
We saw a fight where two guys wanted to prove their mettle, and they didn't remind us how much money they were making. They wanted to prove who the better guy was, who the tougher man was. That's the difference. Guys, fans don't want to be reminded of the money.
No.
That's the last thing they want to be reminded of, that you're doing it for money. They want to be reminded of the honor, the glory, the accolades. Hey, I'm the tougher guy. I'm the baddest guy in the ring.
Absolutely.
We don't want to be reminded, hey, is hit, not get hit? No. If you're afraid to get hit, then you shouldn't be competing. That's it. And don't using the excuse, oh, we risk our lives. No, you don't. Not the way you fight, Devin Haney. I risk my life on the Uber going over to watch you stink out the joint. And that's the truth, brother. And I stand by that.
And I just said,
today.
it's like G Funky Fucking says the Devin Haney era.
hey, it's a Devin Haney era?
Oh,
man. Well, we're in real trouble then.
Shout out to brother Winston Shields here in the building. Also, Bruce Gass, Boxing Jazz and more here says salute. He had a good show here the other day where he did some trivia, Joe, and it was wrestling trivia, old school wrestling trivia.
Ooh, I would have loved that, man. Because I'm
gonna see if you see if he'll do another one, because that one was really good that he did.
Hey, Bruce, I tell you what, next time you have one, I'll bring my brother Thomas Triber on. He's a former wrestler, man. He'll love that.
Yeah,
Thomas.
Sure.
Thomas Triber.
Brother Clarence McClade in the building says, salute to your boxing source here. And one of my favorite trainers, Ronnie Shields. Says,
yes.
Smash that like button there. And G Funky says, Tank Davis is 5'5" wearing chippers used stilettos on.
Oh, shit. Are you sure you didn't mean Oscar De La Hoya?
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I said that. Jeez.
All right. All right, here we go. We're gonna, we have a little bit of a closeout here with number 10 and Fact or Fiction. Here we go. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we'll say it again. Turkey Al Sheikh deserves to be refunded his money back after the debacles in New York and Saudi Arabia. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction. You know why? Because he should know better.
Yeah.
Look, here it is, right? People with money, right? They throw it around, and just to say, hey, we got this. Don't worry about it, and they just let it go. But what's going to happen is, it's for the guys that really put on a good show, they aren't going to make as much money. It happens all the time. Once they go and say, hey, you know what, we're paying these guys too much money, so now we're going to lower the prices. Guys are going to still fight because this is the business. But they're going to fight for less money, and they're going to put on better shows. And you know what? And that's going to hurt some of the guys that really works hard to put on good shows and to be themselves, to go out there to take fights against the competition that's going to also put up a good fight. And that's what boxing is all about, you know? And, you know, it's not going to, you're going to have guys that's going to get in there and put on a great show. Whether you're a boxer, whether you're a brawler, you know, it doesn't matter. But you're going to go out there to put on a good show and you're going to get paid for it, you know? And that's what people want to see. You know, these, you know, people don't want to see what we saw, you know, a week and a half ago. People don't want to see that. People want to see good quality boxing. And, you know, until we do that, you know, they're going to kill it and hurt all the younger guys that's coming up now. Because these guys, that's not going to be there for them. You know, it's going to be sad if you know, if we don't get these big networks to come back in and put on the best quality fights that can possibly be made in the future for these young guys. And we have so many good fighters that's coming up today.
Yep.
You know, so, but what are they? You know, half the time we're not going to see them because there's no network to show them on.
So is there any coincidence, Ronnie, that we see guys today making small fortunes and demanding promoters and investors to break the bank for them to put up this kind of performance? Is there any coincidence that these guys are making life-changing money and putting forth a minimal effort? That's not a coincidence, Ronnie, is it?
No, it's not. It's not a coincidence. Not at all. You know, and, you know, the same people that say they love this sport, they'll fight anybody. You know, that now it costs to fight anybody, you know, and, you know, and it's a shame, but it's a shame that the sport is taking big hits like the way it's taken right now, you know, and that shouldn't be, that shouldn't happen. These guys should go out there and fight their heart out, you know, and look, and it's always the ones, man, that want to come back. And, you know, what does Tank Davis, you know, and I love Tank to death, but what does Tank Davis, what is going to happen to fight Jake Paul? Why would that fight even happen? Why? For what? What is the reason why we have to see something like this?
And it leaves a terrible taste in the mouth of every boxing fan.
But here's the thing. Who's going to sanction this? That's the thing. You know,
don't look at us. Don't look at Texas.
Because look, here's the thing, right? Come on, man. Look at the difference in weight. Okay? So why would this happen? Well, why would this be legal to happen?
The same reason, Ronnie, why the WBC just made Manny Pacquiao the number 5 ranked fighter in the welterweight division at his ripe old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
at the end of the day, it's a business. And unfortunately, with guys putting this kind of effort or lack of for that kind of money, that's the reason why we're seeing these circus events.
Yeah,
that's let's be honest.
That's the thing.
If the real fights sizzled, we wouldn't have the need for any of these circus events, Ronnie.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. These fans are so thirsty to see real fights.
Yeah.
That they're willing to drink sand.
Yeah.
They're in the desert and they're starving and they're thirsty and they're willing to drink sand.
But, yeah.
Guys, that was quite profound, actually. Oh, geez. Can we do, I know we're a little over time. Can we do like 2 more rapid fires?
Oh, well, we can do about two more. We got that. That's what we're going through here. Before I go shout out to Bruce Gass, Boxing Jazz Boy. He says, whole idea of Times Square was to get new fans to boxing it did the opposite. It lost current fans there. So
And you know
Yeah.
what? That's become a trend. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. When is boxing gonna catch a break in the American market? It's like, when are we gonna stop shooting ourselves in the foot?
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. I'm done with bagging on our beloved.
there we go. That is fact or fiction. You got through fact or fiction. Here
You
we
survived,
go.
Ronnie. Woo!
But hey, that thing you were saying there, I got a couple articles off of that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I definitely got a couple articles off of that. All right, here we go. Let's try to go through this as quick as possible. All right. Better action hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, Sylvester Stallone.
Really?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
See, you didn't like the one-liners?
No.
Get in the chopper.
So when he kills the guy in the on the airplane, oh, please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. You didn't like that stuff?
No.
Oh,
Absolutely not.
Oh man. All right, here we go. Here we go with the next one. I'm going with the 90s here. Cooler 90s gadget, the Game Boy or the Walkman?
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I might have to go with Game Boy.
Ooh.
I will say this: the Walkman, the Sony Walkman, when it first
Yep.
as big and as ugly as it used to be when it first came out, that changed my life forever.
Yeah.
I was listening to music everywhere I went. Yep, and I became a musician as a result.
Man,
There you go.
Them headphones that they had that almost easily broke.
Oh gosh, dude. Yeah, with the ugly styrofoam. Yeah. Oh, that was terrible. But I love the Walkman in all of its awkward glory. Yep.
All right, here's the next one. This one is a good one. This one is a real good one. All right. Better Saturday cartoon, X-Men or Batman the animated series?
Oh,
Batman.
yes. Dude, the Batman
That was
animated
an easy one.
series was so amazing.
Yeah, Batman.
I
Absolutely.
think, yeah, that one, yeah, that's a good one. Both great.
But the X-Men were awesome. Like, honestly, if I were a prize fighter, I really would make a consideration to come out with the theme from the X-Men cartoon series. Wouldn't you, James?
No.
That is so awesome. It's like seriously, like Ronnie, just for shits and giggles, what's the weirdest intro music that one of your fighters has ever come out to?
The weirdest.
That you're like, man, what the hell were you thinking?
You know what? I don't remember. I can't remember if somebody came out to something that I didn't really like.
Well, I tell you what, man, if I were a prize fighter today, and if I were to come out to a piece of music, it would probably be Frank Marino's and Mahogany Rush, Strange Dreams. That, and yeah, I know I'm going over everyone's head because I'm a prog rock musician.
Yes.
But honestly, I would come over music that really pumped up the fans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what goes into their logic in, hey, I'm going to choose this music. Why? Like my fighter, David Cardenas. Now, he didn't do this the other night, but one time he came out to Selena's Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, dude, are you going to be wearing pink to the ring too? Jeez. Are you going to be wearing rainbow colors on your trunks? Jeez. I'm like, dude, they want to see a fight, not a pride parade, man. Come on now. Look, and I love Selena. God bless her, man. She's fine as well. God bless her. But
all right.
Come on, dude. Come on. Can we do one more?
All right. I would probably go out to DMX's Rough Riders anthem. Stop.
What?
Drop. Down, up, top. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
DMX.
More iconic city, New York City or Paris?
Paris.
Yes.
Paris.
Woo!
I love Paris.
So how many times have you visited Paris, Ronnie?
I've been about 3 times.
Oh, I tell you what, man, it's not overrated, is it?
Not at all. I love it. Love it.
Oh, hey, G Funky has one. G Funky has one in the chat.
Hold up. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Ooh, okay. Batman and Robin versus the Green Hornet and Kato.
Oh, that's a good one, but I had to go with Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I like Green Hornet and Kato, but Batman and Robin, they were it, man.
How can you not love Bruce Lee?
That's right.
But yeah, Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. Absolutely.
They were the macaroni.
Better road trip snack: beef jerky or trail mix?
Trail mix all day.
Oh, Ronnie, say it ain't so.
Oh, it's so.
Man, I feel like a Texas Ranger, man, when I've got a pocket full of beef jerky, brother.
I hate beef jerky.
Guys, didn't I tell you? You didn't know the coach.
Oh, man. Good. Oh, that. All right, here we go. Another one. The greater sports dynasty: the Bulls of the 90s or the Patriots of the 2000s?
Oh, I got to go with the Bulls, man. I hate the Patriots.
Ronnie, can you believe Bill Belichick?
I know.
Having a, I don't even know what you call it. Have you seen he's dating?
Yes.
Taking a page out of the Leonardo DiCaprio handbook
Yeah.
and dating a woman who was not even an embryo when he was 50.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
And
I see
dude,
that.
he's letting her be the boss.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, guys. Don't forget that you are men. Come on now.
Man. Goodness.
Yeah, buddy.
That is shocking. So, yes, for that reason alone, yes, I'm picking the Bulls as well. James, what say you, brother?
I wasn't necessarily a fan of either of them, but I want to go with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Jordan is the greatest of all time.
No doubt.
All right, here we go. Next up, more nostalgic store: Blockbuster or Radio? I mean, come on.
I will have to say Radio Shack.
Yeah, you know what, Ronnie? It never failed. Now, I know the quality wasn't the best.
Nope.
But if you ever needed a weird transformer or a cord or a cable or anything,
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack was always there.
Always.
Yep.
Always there, and they always had everything you needed. I love Radio Shack. As a musician, I could always walk down to my local Radio Shack store because there were a million of them.
Yep. All over the place.
Yep. I miss Radio Shack.
Yep. Then the Radio Shack, Blockbuster, Circuit City. I miss all of them.
Dude, Circuit
Oh,
City.
Circuit City. Yeah, boy. I haven't seen
man.
that.
Do you remember Service Merchandise?
Yep.
Yeah.
Service Merchandise.
Service Merchandise also, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we going,
Amazon,
we
you
going
bastard,
way back now.
ruined everything.
Yeah, definitely ruined everything, man.
Dude, seriously, Amazon ruined everything.
You took away Radio Shack. You took away Circuit City. You pretty much took away Sears. You took away Toys R Us. You know what? Let me just stop right there. All right, here we go with the next one. Bread breakfast cereal mascot: Tony the Tiger or Captain Crunch?
Oh, Tony the Tiger, easy.
No, say it ain't so wrong.
Tony the Tiger, man. Tony the Tiger.
You know, here's a fun fact, guys. The actor who portrayed Tony the Tiger on the commercials, he is the singer for the Grinch song on the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Well, found one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, that's Tony the Tiger singing.
Oh, wow.
Yep, fun fact, guys. See, my brain is filled with a bunch of trivial, worthless knowledge that I will never be able to use except on this show. And there it is. And there it is.
Before the last two, I got one here in the chat. The Incredible Hulk versus
Oh.
the Juggernaut.
Oh, I got to go with the Hulk.
Yeah,
Hulk was
you know,
my guy,
look,
man.
I'll say this: Joe Joyce ruined the Juggernaut for me. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
jeez.
Oh,
And he still insists on wearing that stupid looking hat every time he gets in the ring.
oh,
Yeah,
that
you
helmet,
need to
man.
retire,
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
He-
Well,
yeah,
here's a good so they were considering Frank Warren and company. They were
Yeah.
considering using Joe Joyce as the opponent for what is his name? Who is their young budding heavyweight? The guy who just broke the jaw of gosh, I can't remember now his name. Well, yeah, it's been a long day. My apologies, guys. But yeah, they were considering Joe Joyce, and they thought the wiser of it. Thank goodness. He needs to
Yeah,
retire.
he does. He needs to get out.
yeah, it
But yes, with that said, I stand by Captain Crunch.
Oh, man.
Oh,
All right.
dude.
Here we go. Last couple. All right. Better vacation, a beach resort or a mountain cabin?
Beach resort all day long.
Hell yes. Dude, the insects alone are a reason to go to the beach.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Chihuahua. Although the scenery is beautiful in both.
Yeah.
You're right. Here we go with the last one. Better fast food fries, McDonald's or Five Guys?
Mickey
Wow.
D's, baby.
You know what? You can't go wrong with McDonald's.
No.
Say what you want about their franchise, but their fries are straight fire.
Yes, they are.
But I do love me some Five Guys. Oh, dude. But it's crazy, man. You need to take out a loan now to get a value meal from Five Guys now. What's what, like $25 a meal?
Probably like 30 these days.
Yeah, it's like 30s, dude, depending on what you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me,
Like, crazy,
it's
man. Why don't you just give me a steak while you're at it?
yeah.
Dude, come on now. Did you remember? Okay, look, I know we don't have time for this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Better a defunct steakhouse, the Sizzler or Steak and Ale?
Steak and Ale.
Mm.
Steak and Ale. I don't think they're around anymore.
Yeah, they ain't around anymore.
No.
I love both places, to be honest, man. Yeah, do you remember how Steak and Ale, it was everywhere?
It used to be everywhere. Absolutely.
I used to love the prime rib at Steak and Ale.
Yeah, Steak and Ale was good.
Oh, good old days, Ronnie. Good old days, brother.
Yep. Yeah. For me, it's Five Guys because I haven't been to a McDonald's in almost 15 years.
You snob. Yeah. You're a snob, James.
I'm just not a fan of McDonald's, and I've had a couple of episodes with their. So,
Oh,
all right.
Oh,
So there you go. That is the rapid fire Q&A, and that is the show here with Coach Ronnie Shields. Very thankful as always for taking the time to be on here, and once again, congratulations for being inducted in the 2025 Golden Gloves of America Hall of Fame. That was
Thank you.
Great achievement there. Big thanks for everyone that's been listening live and contributing in the live chat. Be sure to come back to us here next week for the next episode of Real Boxing, and also a big thanks, of course, to the co-host here, Mr. Joseph Heron of War Week Boxing. Always been a great person to lead along the way when it comes to this particular show, and giving us more insight on what's going down in the sport of boxing as always. There, so big thanks.
Well, I you know what, and James, thank you for your kind words, and I have to say this: all glory and honor to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ,
Amen.
the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world and has mercy on all of our sins. And if you don't have a relationship with him yet, guys, what are you waiting for? He's right there. Thank you, Jesus. Woo!
Go. Oh no, G Funky. I'm not gonna post what G Funky just said. All right. So with
I read
that,
that as well. Dude, that's a great time to get out of here.
yeah. All right. With that being said, any parting words here from you, Coach Ronnie?
Yeah, as always, you can follow me on Instagram at official Ronnie Shields.
Yep, there you go, folks. And that is it from us. Once again, thanks everyone for listening live. And hey, if you like this, hit the like button, hit the share button to share your support or show your support. And with that being said, that's it from us. Have a good evening, everybody.
The Boxing Source proudly presents Real Boxing with legendary fight trainer Ronnie Shields.